Why Arena? Because you can play Field of the Dead on Arena. Titan and Field of the Dead is pretty nice. There's just no drug like it. You know, this is why I'm playing Arena. You see this? That is the reason. All right, guys. So this is the deck we're playing today. Just a couple things that have changed. I'm a little lower on Spelunking because of the presence of Orcish Bowmasters, and I've moved some of the utility lands that we were playing before out of the deck, including Colony Garden and Ghost Quarter, because Ghost Quarter doesn't seem to really do much, and Colony Garden is kind of redundant when we can make infinite tokens with Field of the Dead. So instead, we're playing a couple extra Radiant Fountains. We've got one sneaky little Ulvenwald Hydra here and a couple extra Empaths just to make sure we're able to top deck our threats. And the sideboard probably doesn't matter because I think I'm just going to be playing best of one. That is the quick scattershot fire of what we're playing, and let's jump straight into the match. And this is a perfect hand. We need to top deck any single land, but otherwise we have Threat rolled up, we have Titan rolled up. I mean, this is just exactly what we want to be doing every game, so see if our opponent's on some blue BS. Oh, we're also playing 3 Snow Forests and 1 regular because Kami searches for specifically basic forest, non-snow forests, so we're leaning harder on that, but, you know. And we'll name green here just because we may not top deck specifically, like we could get one of our 3 Radiant Fountains and still want to be able, like that, and still want to be able to activate Garenbrig, so... It was very funny. That was just as I was saying that we immediately draw Radiant Fountain. And I'm going to go ahead and apply Grazer to the battlefield so that we can block something. Our opponent led on this, whatever this land is. What is this? The red-green reveal land? No. Enter tap unless you control 2 or more other land. And the Phyrexian Beast. I don't know what this does, but I don't really care. Let's slam Ulvenwald Hydra and get Field of the Dead into play, I guess. Is it Field of the Dead? It's probably Field of the Dead. Let's just go with Field. Well, we could get Sunken Citadel and then be 1 land away from Empath into Titan. Let's get Citadel. Any land off the top that is untapped will allow us to both cast Titan and Fierce Empath, so we'll go with that. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Or we could just top deck Titan. That's another thing that could happen. Guess let's explore first to see what we find. Cavern of Souls, not really doing a whole lot, so we'll just, well, hold on, so we don't have Field yet. We can play Cavern and have 6 land names and get double Field, so let's play Cavern first, and then we get to attack with our 8/8 Ulvenwald Hydra, Lightning Bolt Grazer. You have got that. That is totally fine. Exiled something too, I guess it's with this. I would like to take that action, please. What if I just got 2 Field of Deads and put them right onto the battlefield? Oh, no triggers? Do we have a redundant... Oh, we have 2 Sunken Citadels. The fact that it puts them separate gets me every time. Every single freaking time. Swing 8. And they just take it. Oh, yeah. See, what does this actually do? They can tap for it for a mana. Whenever it becomes tapped, exile a card from a graveyard and put an oil counter. It gets +3/+0 as long as it has 3 or more oil counters. Okay, whatever. More mana dorks? Sure. Honestly, I don't see a reason to block. We would be walking a 4 damage, like, burn spell or something. I don't even see a reason to chump necessarily. Although, we can't attack into the... I mean, we can attack for an extra point if they decide to block one of these 2. So I guess we're just gonna no blocks for now. And now we can definitely Empath into Titan. I guess we could have gotten Field Hanweir, so next turn, this upcoming turn, we could Empath into Titan and haste it. Would have been an option. Oh no! Our Grazer is exiled! I wonder what they're going to get with their Fierce Empath. Are they playing a Titan deck too? Craterhoof. Interesting. Alright, let's, I mean, we might just be getting another Field of the Dead into play here, so let's wait on the land drop. I would like to take action, please. 1 Primeval Titan. Wabang. Yes, I would like to search for another field and a blast zone. Should be getting triggers now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, we are getting triggers now. And our opponent scoops it up. Sounds about right. Cool. Let's get another opponent. I feel like this deck is underplayed and timeless. I feel like people don't respect Titanfield very much, but they should. I also feel like people are crazy for playing only a singleton Cavern of Souls in their deck. It might have to do with card availability, but it's definitely correct to play more than 1 Cavern in the blue meta, I think. Got another Sneaperoonie. Lead on Sunken Citadel. We're taking a damage. Oh no! I wonder if there's a way to set it so that it'll auto-sort my hand with the more expensive cards to the left as opposed to the right, because this is how I usually sort my hand, and I always have to manually change it every game. We'll just play another Sunken Citadel, I guess. This one will be on red. And then we can Spelunking into Castle, and then have Titan with haste this upcoming turn. Man, our opponent's going crazy here. We're at 8. Whew. I think we're just dead. We're like 1 point away. We're pretty close to dead. This happened pretty fast. I guess we could play Radiant Fountain Fierce Empath, and then next turn go Hanweir into Titan for like, or next turn we could like Ring. I think we need a chump blocker here. This will have This will give trample and haste to something. It's probably Fierce Empath so we can chump block. Let's get the Titan, of course. We may not have enough time to get there. Might have to be deploying Ring. Interesting. Targets itself. So I guess we can chump this one for +3 life. Take 5 down to 5. It's going to be close. Down to 4. We just need to buy enough time. Bone Crusher down to 2. Oh man, they're going to be sad about that Bone Crusher. So we can go Radiant Fountain into Titan for Radiant Fountain and Field. It will have 4 land names, 5 next turn. We can attack and get 2 land types. If we gain 4 this turn up to 6, Titan blocks 1. We take 4, no, 5, 6. I don't know, we're close. We might have to ring this turn. So we can go Garenbrig, ring. So if we Radiant Fountain up to 4 and try to chump block, we're still dead. So I think we have to play Ring. Let's play Fountain Ring, I think, and not draw. Just time walk them. This is bad again if they have another Bone Crusher, but Splunking into Sunken Citadel for life gain. Oh, I always forget that. I always forget that. Sunken Citadel is a cave. Ugh, I need to get that through my thick skull. Oh, this prevents the 1 damage to us? No, or did we take the damage? No, I think we should have taken the damage, but I don't know that we did. Lair of the Hydra. So, oh wait, we can't Titan this turn. We actually cannot Titan this turn because we're 1 short. I guess we have to draw another ring, or Spelunking into a Citadel, or Fountain off the top, and then play Empath. I guess we can afford to draw with the ring, probably. Grazer is a good one. So now we go Spelunking into Greenland, Grazer, Greenland, Fierce Empath, and maybe we're fine still. We go Lair. Oh, wait, I can't drag it out. And then we play Hanweir for turn, Grazer, and another Greenland and Empath, and maybe we have enough blockers. We're so close to dying here, but, you know, we're doing it live. Any bolt kills us. I'm assuming we're dead here. It looks like we've got to be dead. We don't have enough blockers for these things. Yeah, we're definitely dead. Yeah, I always forget that you can Splunking in Sunken Citadel for life gain. That might have been something that could have allowed us to be able to win that game. It's a good lesson to keep in mind. All right, well, let's go again. I haven't had the whole Splunking into Citadel thing for life gain come up a lot, so maybe something I just need to be more aware of. All right, we keep this. Hey, we do have the ability to Splunking for life gain. I think it's probably correct to lean on Citadel anyways, though, so that we can top deck a basic forest and have Garenbrig enter untap later. That's why it usually doesn't come up, is because I'm usually prioritizing playing out Splunking, or playing out Citadel early, and I do think it's the correct sequencing. And of course, we immediately get rewarded by top decking the forest. It's Grazer. Our opponent's on basic forest. I guess we're just going to go ahead and put in Garenbrig now, though. No. We put in the Stomping Ground, and then we get to play untap Garenbrig to play the second Grazer. Again, so getting rewarded for holding on to the Garenbrig until we top deck something else. And now any land off the top lets us Titan next turn, so... Well, any untap land, I guess I should say. We have 1, 2, 3, 4... No, we can actually just Titan next turn without any draws. So that sequencing gained us a turn 3 Titan as opposed to a turn 4 Titan. So we have 4 land names. Oh, and our opponent just scoops it up. Okay. Pretty niche. I mean, it's niche, but that's the kind of thing you have to think about when you're playing Titan decks, is like the most important thing in all circumstances is enabling the turn 3 Titan, because that's what your deck is built around. So regardless of how frequent it is, like, it is usually the correct play to sequence into a potential turn 3 Titan because it comes up more than you think. Plus, we have 3 fetch lands, 4 basic forests, 1 stomping ground. Oh, the life gain, isn't it? Okay, I got you. My bad. I'm off on my soapbox about the wrong thing. And it's good to keep in mind, though, especially in mono-red matchups like that. It definitely mattered there, so it's just one of the many things you have to add to the, like, list of things you're keeping track of while you're playing the deck. You know, basic background maintenance, you know. Let's put in, I guess... We don't want to show them Blast Zone in case it's relevant, and we would rather them not see Garenbrig until the last possible second, so we'll just put in the Forest. Although we're probably putting both of these lands into play this upcoming turn, so our opponent could have Counterspell. Do we care if they counter our Spelunking? I don't really think so. So let's go Blast Zone Spelunking. We actually would rather them counter Spelunking so we can resolve Fierce Empath. Mosswort Bridge, is that legal on Arena? I don't remember seeing it, but could be. Let's put in the Stomping Ground, and then we can Grazer into Forest. Again, not showing our opponent Garenbrig until the last possible second. Although, we could top deck Field at any point. I think we're 1 turn away from trying to play into that possibility since we don't even have the 7, not attack. Strictly worse than Calming because it can't attack for 1. What is this? Mill 4, then put an instant or sorcery or fairy card into hand. I think that's what it said. Yep. So they got a memory lapse. Okay. This is like a mono blue flash list. Well, I mean, I guess we just jam Titan into memory lapse since we can't get through it anyways, unless we top deck Cavern. We can also, let's see, Castle gets us up to 7 this turn, which is not enough. We could just activate Lair of the Hydra and swing. I kind of don't hate that. It would be swinging for 4. It's not a creature if we activate Garenbrig, so we can't use the 6 mana for that. So we have 5, we can swing for 4. Might probably be worth it, to be honest. I would rather just not jam into their counterspells. And if they kill the Lair, I don't really care that much. Paper only, not an arena. Interesting. Take 4. You have counterspells? Well, I'm just not going to play a spell. How about that? Impulse. Sure. See if our opponent taps out because they think we have nothing. Who knows? They also just pass. I mean, as long as they're passing, I don't really care that much. Although now we kind of want to commie for lands. So this is sorcery speed. So if we commie for lands, play land, we can activate this and get in for 2. But if they have a 2-power creature, then we lose our Lair, which I don't love. This might be a good turn to commie for lands and play Fearsome Path. And again, this is why we play more Snow Forest than Basic Forest, because this is going to conjure 2 normal forests. So now we are more likely to have 7 land names for field because we play a higher density of Snow Forests. And we'll slam this. They can counter it if they want. Memory lapse. Having the memory lapse Fierce Empath is exactly what I wanted to happen, dude. That is exactly what I wanted to happen. We might be able to cast both this upcoming turn. I think we're a little short of that. Make 6, 7, 8. No, because we have the second force in hand, we can empath into Titan and see if they want to counter it. Really lucky for us that they're getting stuck on lands. So let's activate Garenbrig, play empath, and assuming they let this resolve so they can counter the next thing, they won't know that we have a second Titan because we're getting one off of the empath. So we go Forest Titan. Here comes the counterspell. Oh, another memory lapse. I mean, if these are just memory lapses, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we can swing for 1. Yo! A Sleep Curse Fairy. Interesting. Well, I guess we're playing this. We can haste because we have Spelunking, so another memory lapse. That's fine. I guess we get in for 1 with a Lair, and then we swing with our little 1/1 army here. Value 2 points. How many memory lapses will our opponent have? That is the question. This is basically just Time Walk for them. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. This is just 2 mana, draw a card, and exile a single card from a graveyard. Totally fine. We are going to slam Titan pre-combat, just because we can haste if we want to. Hasting against mono blue is probably fine. Actual counterspell. Okay, we'll get in for 2 again. And they have to run out of counterspells eventually, right? We could also just play the waiting game and just keep waiting until we can do multiple threats a turn. That lets our opponent actually get ahead on the board, though. Like, right now, we're swinging for 2 every time we do this. Although they're about to have a 3/3. Another Grazer doesn't do much. I think we just have to slam and hope they don't have like another counterspell. Don't love it. We could also just activate the Lair, because they have to do something about this eventually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting in for 6, plus the 1 here. We'll activate, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, we only have 2 caverns. I guess we can also draw Once Upon a Time to help us find cavern. I'm just going to activate. Just keep going with Lair. I don't know if there's much in the format that can really bounce Lair. They could have, like, Otawara, perhaps. And I'm attacking with the Empath as well. Impulse, that's fine. If they have to Impulse for something to try to answer Lair, as opposed to impulsing for counterspells for Titans, I feel like that's fine. Echoing Truth or something to bounce Lair would be vaguely annoying. The thing about attacking with Lair is it doesn't really feel like it's actually getting us anywhere. Or it's just taking them down to 5. Maybe I'm okay with this. Another of these. They hit the 4th memory lapse. Oh, they're playing Cavern of Souls also. Again, this is exactly why I would like to be playing a 3rd and maybe 4th Cavern of Souls. Wish it wasn't a freaking mythic. Haughty Jin. 6/4 flyer. Instant and sorceries cost 1 less. Okay. Empath. We'll see if they want to do something about this. We can also blast zone up to 3 to deal with this. They let the empath resolve. All right, we'll do this, I suppose. Get the Titan. Although the reach on the other one is looking kind of nice now. I think we do have to just slam Titan into the memory lapse. Don't really have much of a choice. Could Lair to attack for 3 and just let it die the Haughty Jin. Seems not great. Might be getting tempoed out. I actually do think this deck should be playing like 4 Cavern of Souls with all the mono blue decks playing counterspells and memory lapses. Like, this is an extremely common thing, and Cavern of Souls is the easiest way to get around it. I guess maybe playing those main board Sylvan Scries could help as well. It's kind of like the poor man's solution. I'm not a big fan of 2 mana to find a land, though, because a lot of times we have the lands that we need. Like, it's more important to be able to ramp into a Titan. It's like you're either getting Feel the Dead, Castle Garenbrig, or Cavern, and top decking a Sylvan Scrying late isn't particularly helpful. I don't know, I guess I can get second field later, so maybe it's better than I'm thinking it is. My experience with Sylvan Scrying is like playing an Amulettitan where you don't really have super impactful lands to scrying for late, so it's kind of a dead top deck, but maybe that's not the case here. Another Jin, huh? Well, this is not great for us. Oh, they're just tapping out, huh? I guess they could still have memory lab. No, they have all 4 in the yard here, I think. So unless there's another 1 in a blue counterspell, I can't think of any other reason why we couldn't just slam a Titan here. We might be able to play Titan into Titan. Although we'll only be able to haste 1. Okay, so... although getting Blast Zone to 3 seems like it could be quite impactful as well. See, we Titan, we get Garen Brig, Sunken Citadel, play second Titan, get Hanweir Hasteland, and then we still have a chump blocker for one of the Djinns. Should be fine, as long as there's not like Mana Leak or something in the format. See, because we use these 2, Sunken Citadel and Garen Brig, to play second Titan. Should be fine. So we get Garen Brig, Sunken Citadel, and I guess we need this on green. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one it's on. I'm just going to put it on green. So now we go second Titan, leaving the red up. And now we get Hanweir in some other land. It could just be Field, or it could be Radiant Fountain to try to make sure we don't die. Where's Hanweir at? Here's Hanweir. Cavernous Souls doesn't really matter anymore. We can get Radiant Fountain, attack, get Field the Dead green source, so that we can't graze or anything in. Let's just get Field the Dead and then attack, because I think this gives us more tokens. Just haste one of our Titans here. This might, it's not just lethal. They're going to trade with the Djinn, I guess. Or they have a 1-mana bounce spell. Unsummon, slip out the back. They phase out the Titan. Okay. Are we trading an Empath for a damage? I don't think so. I mean, these all have flying, so it's not like we can block anyways. Let's just get our 1 point, I guess. We'll just get our 1 point of damage, I think. We can block one of these, take 8... 9, 10, 11, 12. Still not quite dead. Pretty close. Ah, they bounce our Grazer. Whew, very close. Now we're dead. Yeah, maybe getting the Field the Dead instead of a green source to play second Grazer was a little hasty. Because we had probably lethal with the 2 Titans anyways, so there's definitely a misplay there somewhere. It was probably just supposed to be get a green source so that even if we get our Titan bounced or interacted with, we can still play Grazer and try to not be dead and then win the next turn. Playing Titan into counterspell instead of upticking Blast Zone to 3. Yeah, I could see that. A couple different places where different lines could have been taken. I think in that last turn, we would have still gotten there if we played Grazer instead of going for Field. Or maybe we could have gone for Field and a green source so that we get the tokens to set up for lethal the turn after, but don't try to go for the haste. Oftentimes, it's just wrong to try to haste a Titan when you have Field the Dead in the deck, so... This hand is missing a Garen Brig, but that's about it. I mean, we'll still keep it, I guess. This does illustrate one of the problems with Empath, which is it doesn't actually ramp us, which can be kind of annoying. Maybe it's worth playing 1 Greater Tanuki as a ramp spell that we can search for with Fierce Empath. Could have wiped the turn after. There's definitely a misplay that caused us to lose that game. There's a couple of different ways we could have played it. Sorin. Minus to put in a vampire, huh? Minus to put in a vampire, and it's Galta and Mavrin. Whenever it attacks, create an XX dinosaur tapped and attacking, where X is the greatest power amount of our other attacking creatures. So there will be 2. No, they can't do that. This is just a 12/12. Okay. Well, I don't know for sure that we can beat this, but we'll try. Just the turn 1 12/12 trampler, huh? It's interesting. I guess we're not attacking. Putting mana into non-spells is almost always right against control. That makes sense. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I guess we're not blocking. We're just dead this upcoming turn. Well, that was fast. That's a good way to win the game with turn 1 Dark Ritual. Assuming you have the Galta in hand. That's going to be a kind of deck that will always be a bad matchup for us, just the super fast combo decks. So, if they do the combo thing, we'll lose, and that's fine. Let's keep going. It reminds me of, like, Infect in Modern, where you're playing Amulettitan, your opponent goes turn 1 Glistener Elf, and then you go turn 2 whatever path, like, turn 1 Amulet, go, and they go turn 2 kill you. It's like, yep. You can't really do much about that. Can't really be salty about it either, because we literally decided to play this deck with 0 interaction for what our opponent's doing outside of, like, searching for lands off Titan. And we'll keep this, I guess. Kami probably searching for lands this game. Don't know if it matters whether we show our opponent Cavernous Souls here, but... I would rather save the Windswept Heath. Exactly. You don't see a lot of Infect anymore. Ooh, Giver of Runes. That's a card that's on this platform. I didn't know that. And we'll just pass it back, because we're going to Kami for lands. And have a turn 4 Titan, presumably. Temple Garden, Lotus Cobra. Ah, that's a sweet one. Is it worth getting the Stomping Ground here? I think it's fine. Because we want the extra card name for Field, since we're getting basic regular for us off of this. Might be a little bit greedy, but... Oh, Garen Brig is great here. So now I have Titan this upcoming turn. Triple Grazer on the field. And the fact that the tokens from Field of the Dead are black zombies as opposed to green means that they can't get through our blockers very efficiently with Giver. Like, they can give pro black so they don't trade their creature, but at least we'll still be able to chump. So that's an interesting thing that comes up. Back when Stoneforge Mystic had just been unbanned in Modern and Field of the Dead was still legal, it was like a big thing that your opponent could set up Sword of Feast and Famine, which would get through both the Grazers and the black zombies as, because of the protection from black and green from the sword. So we have 5 names. We can get Blast Zone and Field. I've been thinking about playing a second Blast Zone because I feel like it's one of the best things to search up with Titan, although I have not yet learned the art of like properly like knowing when to use Blast Zone as opposed to commit more to the board. It's a skill that I haven't developed yet. Guess we want this on 2 probably eventually. And I don't think we want to play the Kami. Just keep it for lands in hand for Field of the Dead value going forward. Second Giver. Well, that lets them get through with 1 creature. Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel against us. Not quite it. Okay, well, they can draw some cards with this. So, Blast Zone on 1 currently kills their Givers and Sentinel, which is probably good enough, to be honest. Maybe we don't need to be putting it up to 2, because I don't really care about the Thalia and Lotus Cobra at all. Although 2 hits 3 things as well. It's 1 more turn, though. Let's see, if we blow it up on 1, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They can block and trade with our Titan. I don't know that I care about that, to be honest. Just getting, like, more Fielded Heads is probably good enough. And I feel like it's pretty safe to attack with the zombies too, because we're going to be setting up a bunch of zombie blockers with field, so we'll take the action. We'll get double field. Ooh, if I can not scroll past it. Yep. 6 zombies is probably enough to block. Although I guess Blast Zone on 1 kills our grazers too. Yep. Field the Dead just kind of decimates these type of creature decks, so figuring out exactly what ramp's supposed to play has been somewhat complex, because I don't want the ramp spells to all be weak to Bowmaster and Narset, because those 2 cards are played relatively widely because of the presence of Brainstorm. So, like, playing 4 Explorers, 4 Spelunkings is not great for that reason. I've kind of learned that in playtesting, although a lot of time Narset is in the sideboard of, like, blue decks, but regardless, the fact that those cards are weak to Bowmaster and Narset is very annoying at times. Maybe Bowmaster's not as big of a problem because Field the Dead goes way over the top of Bowmaster's tokens, but... So I tested out playing, what is it called? The worm that's an Explorer worm. What is it called? Beanstalk worm. I tested out playing Beanstalk worm because it also gives us additional threats, and it was like, okay, but it's not exactly what we're looking for, to be honest. Our opponent led on Swamp, I believe that was. Against Swamp, I think it's okay to just go ahead and fetch Shock immediately. We'll Grazer instead of Kami because Kami can get us lands if we want them. And then we'll just put in, I guess, Castle. Get it out early and fast so we can choose to sequence our lands however we want to. Dark Ritual. This card's kind of messed up. The One Ring. Luckily, we don't care too much about the One Ring. Spelunking is pretty good here. Do we Spelunking or Empath? I think we Spelunking, because we could top deck Titan this upcoming turn and be able to play it, whereas if we Empath now, we can't Titan next turn anyways, so there's never a situation where we can play Titan next turn regardless of what we do, so Spelunking, Spelunking is the only way we can play Titan next turn, if that's something that we're trying to do, so they played Phyrexian Tower as well, and we'll just keep the Kami in hand. So, this is another one that's interesting. I was looking at the lands that are available, trying to see if there's anything else we can play, and Phyrexian Tower is technically a soul land. We can, like, sacrifice a Grazer to get +2 mana, and we only have Garenbrig and Sunken Citadel for that so far. So I'm kind of curious to try a build that plays a couple of Phyrexian Towers, if not 4 Phyrexian Towers. What is this? Gain X, where X is the number of cards in your hand -4. Okay, we literally don't care about it. And we did find the Titan, so the Spelunking line just rewarded us. We have the double green, so we can keep Besage in hand. Do we want to haste into double Swamp? See, this is where knowing what removal spells are in the format would be helpful. Like, they could have something like Go for the Throat, because I'm pretty sure that's definitely legal. We have Shielded Edict covered, because we can just sacrifice Grazer. Orcish Bowmasters. Or we can just attack because our opponent doesn't make us have to figure it out. That is also fine. Alright, we'll take the action. That was definitely misplayed by our opponent. So we'll get our Haste Land, good old Hanweir, and then Sunken on red. Swingling with Primeval Titan, just +2 lands and +6 damage for free. And now we set up, honestly, just fields. I think we have it covered. We have Cavern, we have 1, yeah, we definitely have enough for double field, I think. Yep. And then we can play Besage if we haven't already played land. I think we played land, though. Yeah, we played land. Alright, opponent. We'll see if you can beat this. They need Ensnaring Bridge. And even then, we have Besage, so... And I don't know if Ensnaring Bridge is a card that's on Arena. Hard to imagine them winning against double field. Retrofitter Foundry. This is a legacy card, right? Tap 2 to make a 1/1. Tap 1 and sack a Servo to make a 1/1. Tap and sacrifice a Thopter to make a 4/4. This is like a really weird card to me. A Beseech. So they have a board wipe here, like Damnation or something. Beseech for another Beseech. Okay. Is this lethal with Tendrils if they just Beseech for all the Beseeches and then Tendrils? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tendrils is 5. Tendrils does 2, so that's only 10. I think they can Tendrils to, like, kill the Titan, maybe? If Tendrils can target creatures? I don't know. sacking all the things. Why Arena? Because why not? Because you can play Field of the Dead on Arena. Titan and Field of the Dead is pretty nice. I've played it in the past, but there's just no drug like it. Thank you for the well wishes, by the way, and thank you for joining this stream. Our opponent scoofs after comboing into Tendrils. You love to see it. Oh, by the way, that's another thing you can be doing on Arena is comboing into Tendrils of Agony. Dude, the cards available in this format are so wild, dude. It's actually crazy what's legal. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep it running. But yeah, the answer to why Arena is because Timeless is new and interesting, and because we can play Field of the Dead. And Once Upon a Time, and Kami. If you haven't seen the card Kami, by the way, you can see the deck list at ! Deck. We'll keep this. I mean, it's exactly what you want the overpoweredness of Amulettitan to be, right? And now, since we're going to cast Grazer this turn, we want to once, after drawing our card, to inform what we get here. We have Ring. We have 4 lands, but not a second green source, but we can't find a green source. We can get Kami for lands, I suppose, but we'll probably draw them with the Ring. So I guess I'm just getting Titan. Dude, I would love to be able to play Kami in Modern. That card is so sweet. Man, it's almost worth it to play Arena just to experience what it's like to play Kami. It's so good. It is so good. Playing against Selesnya Guildgate and Broker's Hideout. Yeah, I'd be totally fine. Like, if I had to play a 13-card sideboard just to play Kami, I absolutely 100% would do it. That's Grazer. We found our second green source, so that's pretty good. Just put in one of our 3 Radiant Fountains. The one thing that is annoying about playing Titan on Arena is the only thing that you really want to actively search for with Titan is Field. Like, there's some, like, conditional lands, like Bog and Radiant Fountain and Blast Zone that, like, you can search for, but, like, if you're not getting Field with the Primeval Titan, you're not really doing much, whereas it doesn't feel like that in, like, Modern Amulettitan. But honestly, it is made up for by the fact that once you do set up Field, you pretty much just win on the spot, so it's like not a big deal. We have more gates. There's a gate sweeper or something, but I'm not seeing the red for it. Not that it really matters. I guess before we do anything, let's Ring, so we can play a tap land if we draw it, or maybe play like Grazer. We draw Field. Do we want to play that? We'll go up to 4 names. If we play this, we'll have 4 up to 5 name next turn, and we can immediately trigger Field with our Titan, which I don't know matters. I'm just going to put the Field into play and go no attacks. Karn, that deactivates our Ring. That's very annoying. I mean, it's not so annoying because, like, we'll just outpace it with the Titan, and they minus for Golos, which is quite intriguing. Let's just play Hanweir, I guess, and Titan. And we can get Red Source and then any other land. I guess Blast Zone once again, and then Stomping Ground. We'll get Sunken Citadel on red. That way we can top deck a Titan and then be able to haste it if we do. Golos. Could they be playing Maze's End? Could it be possible? Nah, no way. Oh, they play Field of the Dead. We're playing a Field of the Dead mirror. Well, we're going to way outpace their Field of the Dead by having more copies of Field of the Dead and way more zombie tokens. But that's still interesting. They're minusing Karn again. They only have access to 7 cards in their sideboard for a Karn board, I think. Haywire Might. So they're respecting our Ring, presumably. Looks like, yeah, you want to let us take the 1 at least, if you're going to be going for the Haywire Might thing. Once Upon a Time. Is there a reason to play this? That leaves us with 6 mana. I guess we could, like, once into a Titan, play Titan, and then get more field triggers, but honestly, that just plays into a board wipe in a way that I don't think is particularly necessary. See, they can triple block our Titan to kill it, but I don't really care about that. I guess we once first, so if we find a Titan, we can... Oh, wait, we can play Titan if we play Cavern. So if we find Titan, we can play it. I guess we just take Empath, and then we'll just go to... I mean, we could haste Empath, and that ensures that they either trade with our Titan and then let Karn take 1 if we haste it. Yeah, that seems good. Plus, if they trade with Titan, then they can't blow up our Ring, so we'll get our Titan, and then we will swing with our Fierce Empath. Good old value. Attack Karn with everything. Try to get that thing out of play. Unlock our rings. Not that we really need the rings at this point, but... And now we get 3rd field, and I guess Lair? Unless we want to be able to easily do whatever we want with Blast Zone. Like, maybe answering a Shieldred could be important. Not that... I mean, at this point, it probably doesn't matter, but... We're not going to really need extra attackers, so... Or we could get Fetch Land. I like Fetch Land. And then it's your go. Oh, wait. We have a land to play, I think. They're exiling our ring. Okay. Well, this means you're not trading with Titan. Huh. Sure. Do we want to play the land? We have Titan to refill if they do have a sweeper, so we'll just play out the land here. Because if they don't have the sweeper, then they're just basically dead. But if they do have the sweeper, we can just play Titan and haste it next turn. So, who would win? 3 Field of Deads in Primeval Titan or 1 Field of Dead? Who could say? Oh no, Radiant Fountain! How can we beat this? Uro. Good old Uro. We could be playing Uro as well. It's probably correct, to be honest, to play 4 Cavernous Souls to splash Uro, and maybe like a Otawara or something, and just try to, and like Sunken Citadels, and that would be enough fixing for Uro, so we have a better 3-drop than freaking Fierce Empath. Uro is not particularly great against Bowmaster or Narset either, but at least it's a 6/6 threat if we eventually get to cast it. Right now we only have 3 cards in Yard. I feel like this is a pretty average game, so... All right, let's play Titan and haste it. I was about to freak out because I thought for a second that it tapped my Hanmir. I was about to be like, why would you do that? All right, let's just get more fetch lands, I guess. Set up for the you cannot possibly win. Just, you know, this is why I'm playing Arena. You see this? These Feel the Dead absurdities? That is the reason. Just go all attack. Keep back the Grazers, because they're very good boys. Holding down the fort. Take action, click random lands, and by random I mean very quickly I would like a Radiant Fountain and a Lair of the Hydra, because it feels good. And then I will get a Sunken Citadel and something else, because Sunken Citadel is mana. And the other thing is whatever it is. Probably don't want to exile their Yard so they couldn't get something else with Karn. So go Sunken Citadel, honestly, Sunken Citadel, Sunken Citadel. It will name green and red. Delicious. And now, because all of our things are in play, we'll just not play out the Radiant Fountain, I don't think. That is assuming that our opponent's not just dead on board. We have nearly 20 points in just the zombies, but of course they're at 27, so... These blocks feel lethal. 10 plus... This is 22. Okay, so it's not lethal. It's very close, but it's not lethal. And then, I guess if we play the Fountain, we can play the Ring and get our card out of it. Yeah, I'm about it. Although we have to fetch for it, which is fine. We have 2 more fetches where that came from, so we'll just get this. Where can I see legal cards? I think Scryfall has the correct legal cards for this format. One card that I'm not playing, but I think you would really enjoy Mistaken, is Natural Order. Natural Order, where you sack a green creature and look for a green creature from deck for 4 mana. That card is legal. I'm playing One Ring instead because I feel like One Ring is better against counterspells. Oh, they're playing Titan too? Oh my gosh, they're playing a Titan field deck. Dark Depths is legal. I don't think so. I don't think Dark Depths is legal. I feel like I would have noticed that one looking through the lands if it were legal, but that's even Stage. I think Stage might be legal, but Dark Depths I don't think is. Who needs Merit Lage when you have, what is this, 29 zombies? I would like to block. Our opponent's trying to get their dailies here, put, you know, tokens into play. Oh, they are playing 3 Feel the Deads as well. Do we even block? It's probably incorrect to block. Especially since we played the Ring. Well, they have lots of zombies. Unless they have Ring, I feel like we're probably still lethaling them this turn. Probably. Uro. Okay. Yeah, I like the versions of this deck that are more streamlined. Like, I'm not really sure why you would play all the gates and stuff. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. We'll draw to see if we have a big creature to haste. We do. Yep. Yep. Cool. Very nice to be able to play Titan a little earlier. Oh, magicarenacardlist.com. Interesting. Colossadactyl. 4 mana, 4/5 reach trample. Honestly, this card's not bad. This card is actually not bad. I'm gonna play another. Let's jump in. Brainstorm's legal, Counterspell's legal, Memory Lapse is legal, Dark Ritual's legal, that black land that lets you sacrifice a creature for 2 mana is legal. The cards, freaking Tendrils of Agony is legal, Feel the Dead is legal, Uro is legal, Oko is legal. Just like every crazy card you can think of pretty much is legal. Deathrite Shaman is legal. This is a snap keep. The one thing that's not legal, regrettably, is any single land that lets you bounce a land. Like, I don't need every single bounce land in the format, or you know, that's ever been printed to be legal. Like, I don't need freaking Simic Growth Chamber. I just need one land that says return a land to your hand, so I can pick up and replay Cavern and Bajuka Bog. That's all I want. Kessig Wolfront. Interesting. I don't know if that one's legal or not. Let me go look. No, it is not. The only Kessig cards that are legal are these 3, it looks like. Yeah. There is no Kessig Wolfront, unfortunately. Although I don't feel like we particularly need it. Does Kessig... I think Kessig does just trample. I don't know that it does haste. I think it's just like plus something, plus O, and trample, depending on how much you pay for it. I don't think we really need Kessig, if I'm being honest, but... Although, it would be kind of hilarious to, like, you know, attack with a lot. Tooth and Nail shenanigans, but Tooth and Nail is not legal. Oh, but hold on, there's probably the newer one. Mistaken, you know the card, because you've played it. It's like the 8-mana debut card or whatever. Thunderous Debut, I think it's called. Dude, we can get Spelunking life gain value, and I'm going for it. I am going for it. Steam Vents, huh? Are they going to stifle our Grazer trigger? Stifle's legal, by the way. I still have not gotten a Titan trigger stifled yet, and I'm not looking forward to it if it ever does happen, but it is technically possible. Tishana's Tidebinder is legal too, and I have not seen nearly enough of that card. Like, there should be way more copies of Tishana's Tidebinder being played, and I have not seen them. I said you would know the card Thunderous Debut. I was trying to remember the name of it, because somebody was talking about Tooth and Nail, but you can just play 4 Calling Gardens and Thunderous Debut if you want to play a Tooth and Nail deck, and it's probably you know, all right, I'm going to go for the Spelunking. They can counter it if they like, and then we get to just slam One Ring. I guess if they counter Spelunking, we have a tap land for One Ring next turn, which is kind of annoying. We'll get another basic land to play around Blood Moon, since they could have it off of Steam Vent's basic. Let's see the counterspell. If they choose not to, we get to gain 4 life. Yep, there we go. It's all right. We'll just take it slow. No attacks, because they could have Ragavan. That's also legal. See if they have the Blood Moon. See if we get rewarded. Double Forest. Ledger Shredder. Interesting. Okay. Untap land lets us slam Ring. Steam Vents. Also, not enough people are playing... Oh, there's Ragavan. Not enough people are playing Spell Pierce either. I don't see almost any copies of Spell Pierce, but this feels like a very good, like, 2 or 3 main deck Spell Pierce format. I just don't see them. All right, I guess we're gonna explore. Play Sunken on red and Forest. We'll just hold Kami for lands, I guess. Maybe playing Kami out to block Ragavan if they kill Grazer would have been better, but probably doesn't matter much. Making land drops is going to be important, so we can Titan plus Ring in the same turn to play around counter magic. We will blank our opponent's Ragavan for sure. Unholy Heat, you got me. I have been gotten. Sunken, huh? So we'll have, in one more turn, we'll be able to play Ring and Titan if we top deck an untap source. Oh, we have untap sources. So we are supposed to play this on, I guess, green, and then pass. We'll just take a hit from Ragavan, which no player has ever done and still won the game. We'll get our basic lands in the next turn, go Titan into Ring, and just see if they have double counterspell. Which should we play first, the Ring or the Titan? Oh, they hit our Bajuka Ball. That is so rude. Classic Ragavan doing Ragavan freaking things. Probably we're supposed to bait out with the Ring. Kami of the Bamboo Grooves. That is what I'm talking about. Whew, and another Kami, so we can chump block Ragavan. We'll play this. We'll play Ring, leaving up the Garenbrig activating mana. This is why it's usually a good idea to play Sunken, have at least one Sunken on green before you go for red, because situations like this just happen to come up quite a bit. All right, one counterspell down. Do you have the second? That is the question. They've already used 2 counterspells. They could be playing Memory Lapse also, but aha. So what you're saying is we win the game. That's what you're saying. See, we have 2 Citadels, 1 Garenbrig, 2 types of forests. That's 4. I don't know how many lands we have here. Let me just look. We have 2 Citadels, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough types to activate the thing this turn to activate Field. We're probably supposed to get second Field anyways, maybe. Could also go for Lair of the Hydra. I'm gonna go with Field Lair to try to get up to that count. They have to have a way to kill Titan. I would have bogged them, by the way, if we had Bog in deck, but we don't. I don't know if Murktide is legal. Treasure Cruise. Oh yeah, that's right. Treasure Cruise is legal. I guess that means they probably are not playing Murktide. Brainstorm. And now we'll just be able to get mono Radiant Fountains if they don't kill our Titan. They don't currently have Delirium for Unholy Heat. That could change relatively quickly if they just like play Fetch Land, crack it, play an instant like, Consider or something, and then go for an Unholy Heat, but we'll see. Oh, they already have instant because the Brainstorm just went to the yard, so Fetch Land, crack it would be enough to heat Titan. Good old, the combo of Lair of the Hydra plus Sunken Citadels making Lair way better. Whew, too good. Another Sunken Citadel, interesting. Let's just go to combat and see if they'll let us attack. They do. I don't feel like it's early enough for us to be getting multiple Radiant Fountains, so I'm going to get Field of Dead and something else, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get Field and something else. Maybe we do just get Field. No, we get Blast Zone for sure. Field Blast Zone. So we can Blast Zone away their flyers if they get more of them. Seems fine. Seems decent. And now we're just playing Kami, probably. Maybe we shouldn't. Just guaranteeing we have lands to play. It ain't bad. Oh, I should have maybe attacked with Lair also. It's fine. So I guess we go land. I don't know if they could have a sweeper, though. Because I don't know what they could have, I think I'm just going to wait. If they have, like, a Brotherhood's End or something to kill all of our things, then being able to... And, like, let's say they kill Titan and sweep the field, then we want to be able to have, like, land plus Kami into land, or Kami for extra lands to keep playing them every single turn. Unholy Heat on a zombie. Okay. Color me surprised. Is it still not active? Oh, they just don't have the types for it. All right, Brainstorm, digging for the Answeres. Or you're like triple bolt or something. We're going to take 4 from the Shredder, so double bolt would do it if they found it. Maybe we should have gotten Radiant Fountain over Blast Zone. I wasn't expecting to be taking so much damage. Iteration. Still looking for double bolt here, I guess. They've already used 1 bolt. Spell Pierce. I was talking about how decks don't play enough Spell Pierce, but Okay. Still, small misplays like that do add up. If I hadn't gotten Radiant Fountain, they would have needed triple bolt instead of double bolt, so they wouldn't have had an out there, probably. I have a pack now, apparently, and I have enough to buy another pack. I'm gonna play one more game before I go to packs, though. Admittedly, I feel like every card in this deck is so good, it's hard to figure out, like, when things need to be changed. Because, like, I still haven't even played with Natural Order, but, like, presumably Natural Order would be good. I mean, especially against Narset and Orcish Bowmaster, maybe it's right to be playing something instead of One Ring, but I don't know for sure. Like, One Ring has been consistently very good for me. It's also really good against the mono-red decks of the format, which do pop up on occasion. Maybe it's more important at, like, lower levels. Like, as you ladder up, you're less likely to see mono-red, but Ragavan... How about a 1/1 that doesn't just block Ragavan, but also trades with Ragavan and gets us lands in the late game? Dude, Kami is so freaking busted. It's so good. All right, well, Kami. Maybe 3 Radiant Fountains is too much. Could go down to 2. I just think that it's important to have multiple Radiant Fountains because we don't win as quickly after playing a Titan as Amulet does. Like, we need a turn or 2 to set up, like, Feel the Dead stuff. So, like, it's very real to die to ring or, like, burn spells. And so having extra copies of Radiant Fountain, like, it's not like there are other particularly good lands that we can play, you know? And I feel like One Ring will probably be pretty good here if our opponent doesn't just immediately go for a Bowmaster. Either way, it'll gain us life. And this turn, we get to explore into land plus once to try to find Garenbrig, I guess. Stomping Ground, I don't think I will. Although it saves us a fetch land, but I don't think we can afford to take the damage, possibly. I'm just going to fetch. Might go wrong later on with our Feel the Dead shenanigans, but we have 2 more fetches where that came from, so... And then we'll pass. We don't want to play this and then get Thoughtseize and them have maximum information. If they're going to Thoughtseize us, we're going to make them choose and then play once at end of turn, so they don't know that we have 2 Primeval Titans versus 1 ring, or that we're going to be able to Titan next turn if we do find Garenbrig. It's not useful to give them that information, so... I don't know what they've exiled so far. Explore and Beseiju. Okay. They cast our Explorer. Actually, I don't see that happen a whole lot. I'm used to in Modern where they just kind of ignore everything that they hit and just like play their own things. Although I don't think Grief is legal in this format, so another DRC, sure. Mistress Bauble, trying to set up Delirium. If we are able to Titan next turn, we can bog them, but... And that's probably going to be the best play against Luris as well, going forward. Bog plus Field, probably. I mean, we could ring first. We might have to ring first if we don't find the Garenbrig, though, so... But, like, they'll be able to rebuild pretty easily with Double Channeler, getting to Delirium again, so... All it takes is, like, 2 non-creature spells. There's a Titan. Oh, here's the Garenbrig. All right, we'll go for Garenbrig, and then slam Titan. So now we bog them. See, this is where I would love to have a bounce land. Anything that bounces a land. It doesn't even have to tap for 2 mana. Just something that bounces a land, or like Vesuva or something, to be able to copy Bojuka Bog. Because we use this bog, and it's the only bog we get the whole game. Luckily, we have Blast Zone to wipe the board of their 1-drops, so Blast Zone is just insane here. But regardless, see if they have a kill spell for Titan. Next turn, we could Empath into Titan. No kill spell yet. Single bolt. I'm assuming there's going to be a second bolt incoming. Again, like I said, the bogging them against Double Channeler doesn't really do much, so... Although, we'll see what they put in the graveyard here. There's another... They put a bolt in the graveyard. Interesting. So they just have all 4 bolts, I guess. I'm pretty sure we saw a bolt earlier. No, a heat, maybe? So that's only 3 bolts, I guess. Sure. They exiled Lair of the Hydra. Well, we may not have to worry too much about them having Reach. They could have Underworld Breach, though. Don't know that Underworld Breach is particularly beatable at this point, though. Or we could just draw Feel the Dead. So we probably blow up their board here with Blast Zone, play Untapped Land 1 ring. See, we activate Blast Zone with 3, we have 4, play 1 ring, and the next turn we can Empath into Titan with Feel the Dead. I feel like blowing up the board is better than just going Field plus Titan. I mean, Field plus Titan is really good if they don't Delirium their Channelers, but I feel like that's a big risk to take, so... Let's just go Shock Stomping Ground, play 1 ring, and hold up Blast Zone. Actually, we don't want to hold it up because we don't want to let them mill more with Channeler, so we'll just go ahead and pop this on 1. Even Dash Ragavan doesn't do anything against us here because of the fact that we have 1 ring protection, so it doesn't really matter. Gotta be careful about this 1 ring, actually, now I think about it. Might want to be careful about this and not activating it too much. Play DRC, presumably from the graveyard, yep. Okay, so... We Empath, we just need to play Untapped Land to play Titan. Let's see, we can get another land name on the field if we play Cavern. We can also just draw with the ring. Drawing with the ring is very dangerous against DRC, though. We can take 1 a turn and maybe be fine. We only have 1 more Radiant Fountain to get as well. So we probably go to, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we definitely have enough for double field if we go Cavern on Elf, Fierce Empath into activate Garenbrig Titan. Oh, wait! Ulvenwald Hydra has Reach. We could Hydra for a single field here, and they have to kill the Hydra. I'm gonna go for the Hydra, actually, because we already have field in hand, so let's just cast this. Sneaky Reach, huh? And this gives us a field for blocking if we need it. And let's not draw with the ring at the moment. It's also bad against Bowmaster, so another DRC. You got it. Ulvenwald, I actually think this card might just be straight up playable. We could play Titan of Industry, though. And I don't know that we... Oh, they... Oh, boy. The classic Inquisition all-land hand. Whew. They milled Overheat, and then left a card on top, perhaps? It's not like there's a log I can look at. Ragavan, you got it. Are we supposed to draw with the ring or not? Double Field will probably get them eventually. We probably can't attack with Ulvenwald Hydra. Huh. Especially since they have the active channelers now. I'm just gonna draw. Don't want to take the damage. Kami is interesting. Here's a field. Oh, this lets us get more tokens into play, so it's very good. We'll just play Kami, put in Castle, and then we can decide on our opponent's instep if we need to ring again. Do we have... Oh, that's right, the exiled lair. So we don't have lair. If we attack, they just chump block and then recast from the graveyard, so it's probably not worth it. So we have to wait until we have lethal on board. The only card they can cast with Lurrus right now is a redundant Ragavan. Oh, they're attacking into the Hydras, which I guess makes sense. We will block. Huh. We might need to draw here to try to find another ring or Titan that we can like haste or something. I think we're drawing. 4/5. They block 3 things. They're probably still... Oh no! Bowmasters. Whew, very close. Again, another strike against the 1 ring. Oh, we did find a 2nd ring, but we might just be dead here. Take 2, then take 2 from this. We're at 1. So we're not dead. Oh, they go for our creature instead. Interesting. Spelunking. But we can't play that into Bowmaster. All right, so we got to play ring for sure. So let's start with that. We'll keep the new ring so we don't take damage from it. Spelunking would give them 1 more Bowmaster trigger and like kill our 1/1. But maybe that's okay. So we maybe, if we Spelunky into Titan, then we can just, can we cast it? Like tap this. We have 4. Yeah, we could cast a Titan if we Spelunky into it. Take our 1 damage, which I think is fine. Oh wait, we don't take 1 here. They just kill one of our creatures. Oh, we gain 4 from the Citadel as well. So that's actually very good. We're getting the value, finally. We got to gain our 4 life. Let's resolve all of these. Swing with everything, play Garen Brig. We can't haste something because we don't have Hanweir, so we'll just play Garen Brig, attack them, and then they might be dead because we drew the 2nd ring. All attacks. I think this 1 ring might have won us the game, even though we're not drawing any cards from it. Unless they have Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, Ragavan! Oh no! Now we maybe could draw with the ring. Take another 1 here. Oh, they have to attack with the channelers too. Oh, that's great. So if we draw with the ring, go to 5. I mean, we're still dead to double bolt no matter what we do, so it's probably correct to draw. It's probably correct to draw. Unless they have 2nd Bowmaster, we take 2. It still doesn't kill us. No, we take 2, then take 1. This lets us die to bolt plus Bowmaster exactly, but I guess I'm okay with that. Maybe it's not a risk worth taking, but there's 2nd Bowmaster. Well, if they have exactly Lightning Bolt left... They get to kill one of our dudes and do 1 to us, I guess. No, they still can't target us because we have protection until our next turn, so we're good. We're definitely not drawing here. 6 was this. I'm just gonna swing with everything and see if that's lethal. All attacks. 7 attackers. Let's go. They gain 3 from the Lurrus. Oh, that's it? They're just taking 8 here? Oh, but they gain 3. Okay. So they keep the Bowmasters in play. Oh, wait. Yeah, I was like, they should gain the 3 at the same time as taking the rest of the damage. So we can... Grazer here for a chump blocker, and put in Citadel to be able to block their ground dudes, just named green. So we have 3 blockers. We go block, chump, block, take 4 down to 1, and then lose to ring. So we do have to... Oh, wait, we can't draw here, because then we take 4 from the Bowmasters. Maybe should not have attacked with the Ulvenwald Hydra, weirdly enough. And we go block, chump. I mean, our only option is to draw with the ring here, but there's no way we can stop the DRCs unless we draw another ring. We're supposed to draw. Have to draw another ring. Very, very close game. Lost to the 2nd Bowmasters, it looks like. Because I don't think there's anything we can once into here. Oh, Radiant Fountain is interesting. See, we Empath for Titan, play Titan, get Radiant Fountain, I guess. If we have enough mana to do that. I can't tell what's untapped and what's tapped here, because they're all, like, weirdly sideways. I think we have enough mana for that. Empath gives us another blocker and a Titan and a Radiant Fountain. Ironically, if we had a 2nd Ulvenwald Hydra, it would be a good here. It would be a pretty good option. We get Titan, play Titan. I don't think Radiant Fountain is enough to let us survive here, though. We need the 4th Radiant Fountain, guys. Plus field, I guess. Probably needed to start the turn off by drawing with ring then, so we could haste a Titan if we drew it. I don't know. There's definitely things we could have done. We can explore into another Grazer, perhaps. They get to kill our Empath. Don't find it. All right, I think we're just dead. Close game. Huh. Again, another game where I feel like there's definitely misplays somewhere that costed us. Oh, wait, I maybe could have set up Blast Zone. No, we already used Blast Zone. We'll go again. I actually don't think it would be wrong to play 4 Radiant Fountains in this deck, because there's not a whole lot of other utility lands to search for. It's not great for, like, land name purposes, but Cavernon, Beast, Grazer into Citadel, perhaps. Or turn 1 Citadel, turn 2 Cavern on Giant, Grazer into Bog, and then start activating Kami on turn 3. Could also just mulligan, but any Garenbrig off the top lets us get there. We have a green source. We probably are supposed to keep this. It's not the perfect hand, but having to use a Cavern, if our opponent's on a blue deck, having to use Cavern on Grazer is not great. I guess we don't have to do that, though. We can always just lead on tapped Citadel. Another Blood Crypt deck. Stitcher Supply. So this is probably the Underworld Breach combo deck, in which case we do need to prioritize being as fast as possible. There's Phyrexian Tower again. Bojuka Bog to exile their graveyard will become relevant eventually. Go Giant. No, not Giant. Beast. Grazer in Sunken Citadel. Would evasive lands like Restless Vinestalk be good? Maybe. It doesn't attack for a lot of damage, though. That's the 3/3, right? Well, we don't have another land to play, so I guess we have to bog them, but it's kind of useless to waste a bog. Like, I actually think it might not be crazy to play, like, a second Bojuka Bog and, like, tons of Radiant Fountains and, like, cut some of the more niche, like, lands. Although I'm not playing a ton of niche lands. I'll look at the deck list after this. Or maybe, like, I don't know if there's any man land that has flying. It would be really nice if frickin' Lair of the Hydra had trample, but it does not, so what can you do? Double DRC, no problem, I guess. 5/5 trample that makes any other creature 3/3. Oh, I'm not familiar with this one. What colors is it? Hold on, wait, I can just do this. It's a green or blue land. For 5 mana, you can activate it into a 5/5 with trample, and it elks a creature until end of turn. I mean, maybe that's good enough. Our opponent's just doing the things, going off. Tendrils of Agony has hit the bin. Fable, okay. Oh yeah, I guess you can reduce a blocker. Do we block? I mean, we at least block the one. I don't think I'm yet in blocking Dragon's Race Channeler territory. Ugh, no land. All right, let's get some lands. I guess we Kami into land so that we can untap, like draw an untapped land and Titan, and also have a chump blocker. Although we don't necessarily want to kill the Stitcher Supplier, but... Again, this is another situation. This has happened a couple times to me since I started playing the deck where a second Bojuka Bog would be good since we don't have a bounce land or Vesuva land. So it's like, playing multiple copies of these lands doesn't feel great, though. They bolt Grazer. Okay. Well, it did save us 3 life in the long run, I guess. Pact of Negation is in their deck. Pact of Negation, huh? And we'll block here. Keep the Kami in play. Oh, wait, I should have blocked the 2. Oops. Forgot that this is a card that's in play now. Didn't attack last time, so it tricked me. Oh, and they have Breach. Well, we might just be dead then, because they Breach, recast Dark Ritual a bunch of times, and then Tendrils us. Yeah, I'm not going to make them go through it, because I just don't want to sit here for it. We're definitely dead. Huh. This matchup has not seemed like a particularly good matchup either. I only played against that deck once before, but the Rakdos Breach deck is insane. Huh. Well, do I open packs or do I play another? I think I'm going to move to packs and call it a day, because I got to get back on some schoolwork, so... First, let's go to the store. I'm going to keep opening cons packs until I have a full place of the fetch lands, then I'll worry about shock lands after that. All right, let's get a cons pack. All right, let's open Ixalan. 1 rare wild card, or a mythic wild card, please. A Restless Reef. 4/4 Death Touch. Interesting. All right. And then, what fetch land will it be, hopefully? All right, 1 green fetch land. Crater's Claws. That is not it. That ain't it. All right, so let's go check the deck. So... It is possible to cut Spelunking against the, Bowmaster Narset decks. They're very common. We could also be playing Utopia Sprawl, because that enables the turn 3 Titan through Garenbrig as well. Ulvenwald Hydra just doesn't seem that bad. Like, the fact that Hydra has reach and the power and toughness scales, since we're not bouncing lands, is oftentimes just a really big threat. It doesn't have trample, which is unfortunate. But the fact that it has reach is surprisingly relevant at times, especially against the DRC decks. Honestly, I've never really find myself using the fact that Spelunking gives untapped lands, and like I mentioned already before, there are multiple times where, honestly, just hasting through Hunweir is oftentimes incorrect. So I don't hate the idea of trying to play something similar to this. Could play Restless Vinestalk, and then we will more typically be putting Sunken Citadel on blue. This also potentially opens up, in the future, the potential of playing Uro. See, as far as literal forests, we have these many lands. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, which is not really a lot for turn 1 Sprawl, if I'm being honest. Although we also have Once Upon a Time to try to find them. That means we probably need to rework the mana base a bit to get more actual forests. We need closer to 16, really, to play Sprawl on turn 1, but we also have Once Upon a Time. Is Vinestalk that much better than Lair of the Hydra? That is my question. I think I can wait on Vinestalk for now and just play Lair, although I think Vinestalk might be better. We could play Beanstalk Worm instead of Sprawls and Spelunkings, but honestly, I don't know that Beanstalk Worm is better than Spelunking. I feel like Worm's not it. Let me see what other ramp spells there are. Uro, Yeah, Uro would be good. But the problem is I only have 3 rare cards and 0 mythics, so there's Tangled Hedron. I don't know, there's just not a lot of great options. Ideally, we want something at 1 mana, which is why I like Utopia Sprawl, but it's hard for us to fit the lands. I feel like Beanstalk Worm and Utopia Sprawl probably are like the best ones. I mean, we don't use Boseiju that much main board, because it's not like we can bounce them back to hand either. Like, we just have to naturally draw Boseiju, so like having Boseijus in the main doesn't really do much. Maybe it's okay to move Boseiju to the sideboard and play more basics in the main. So I know I have a Tomb, Stomping Ground, looks like, oh, and Temple Garden. Just play these just so we have extra land names. It also makes it possible to splash colors, especially when we're not having to play Sun Citadels on red all the time. It makes splashing colors a lot easier. Oh, and also Sprawl makes it way easier to splash colors as well. So I don't hate something like this. Like, I could craft a breeding pool and Uros eventually, and it would be really easy to splash for Uro in a build like this. And Uro like gains us life to fix our One Ring issues, so we wouldn't have to play as many Radiant Fountains. Ugh, having to craft freaking Ulvenwald Hydra hurts, but I think it might be actively good. All right, well, I think that's about it for the video, if I'm making this a video, and for the stream. The changes that I think might help moving forward are trying to maximize our turn 3 potential by playing Utopia Sprawls, and to do that, we're accommodating by playing a lot of extra basic forests and a couple of fetchables just for Field of the Dead names. And then we're cutting the Spelunkings because hasting Titan is almost always not the correct choice. So instead, we're playing more copies of Ulvenwald Hydra as Primeval Titan at home, but also because it has reach. And yeah, we're just going to see where it goes from here. And yeah, I mean, the whole deck is just always a work in progress. I think that this deck has a lot more potential than people really see. Playing Collie Garden and Ghost Quarter, I think, is relatively useless with Field of the Dead and Ghost Quarter having no targets. I don't know. I'm still trying to iterate on this deck, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So this is where I'm at for now, and probably something similar to this is what I'll play next time I choose to play Arena. And with that, thank you guys for joining me for this video and for this stream. If you like this kind of content, then leave a like, subscribe, comment with your suggestions, because obviously there's a lot of stuff we could do here. I talked about various ramp cards, Beanstalk Worm being one of them. If you have suggestions for things that are legal on Arena that I could play, then please let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Redface Menace, signing off.